Hello and welcome to Additional Intelligence. Today we are discussing the ultimate test of business survival, the business environment, with Mr. Okoyemi Adesina. How are you doing today, Mr. Okoyemi Adesina?
I'm very well, thank you for having me.
Oh wow, nice to have you. I think the first question should be, how much do you think that an environment affects a business?
I don't think there's an how much. I think it's fully affects how you do business, right? Because the environment is not just the physical environment. There's the social environment. There's even the psychological environment. So in fact, it's probably the environment that birthed the entrepreneur itself. And even if you are new in an environment, right, you have to play by the laws of the land. So it affects it holistically, whether the government, the culture of the people, right? That's why a product might be doing so good in another environment and you take it to a new terrain and people reject it, right? So how much environment affect business, it goes a long way. In fact, the staff you employ will be from the environment. So if there's a way they know how to do things, right, it will have to take a lot of reorienting, re-engineering. So it affects every part of your business, from your product development to your staffing, right, to your kind of customer service, right? If probably you are not an African business, right, you are trying to expand into Africa, let's say Nigeria, right? Over there, your staff can just look into someone straight in there and give them an handshake, right? But over here, even if, regardless of how suit and tie-ish you are, right, if an elderly man walks into your office, you say good afternoon, sir, and you probably bend, right? So it affects everything, right? And that's the social environment I was talking about, the cultural aspect, right? Psychologically, there's a way people think, right? There are some things that are already normalized, that if you are not ready to really observe and learn, you might not be doing anything wrong, but they might be interpreting what you're doing wrongly, right? There's a quote I love so much, a saying I love so much, that says that we judge others with their actions, but we expect them to judge us with our intention, by our intention, right? And that just means that you don't assume that, oh, people understand that we mean well. No. You study what the environment is requesting and then you give it to them. So it affects every part of your business, right? There are even maybe some kind of words you cannot use. There are some adverts you can run in Lagos, you can't run in Kano, right? There are some, maybe, just like you have inside gist in your family, that someone else cannot pick it up and go and use it on their own family. You might receive a hot slap, right? It's the same thing in business. You can't just say, oh, this is how we do things here, I'm going to bring it here and we're going to nana. It doesn't work that way. So I think respect for the environment is what will keep you humble to learn, right? To observe, so that whatever it is you are putting out, whatever it is you want to dish out, you can play by the books. It doesn't mean that you become, how do I put it now? It doesn't mean that you just become docile, right? That you're not trying to be creative or innovative. Yeah, innovation is good, creativity is good, but know when you are innovating rightly, or in fact, you might want to innovate, but it's not your time. Or you might want to innovate and you need certain people to actually, how do I put it now? There are sometimes you want to talk to your dad, but you have to get your mom on board. It's the same in business also, right? You want to do something. Is there some government influence you can rub off on? Is there some key locals that can actually put their weight behind you and say, do it, we are behind you? So you don't just come and say, hey, we are young people, we are trying to... No, God, no. Things are not done like that. So I think that's a respect to say, you know what, I want to innovate. I think this thing can be better. But the patience to allow the people to transition, to see what you're seeing. You can't just wake up and say, today, this is how this should be done. I expect everybody, people that have done things for years, to just come on board and say, we agree with you. No, who are you? Right? So the humility to also be patient to those people, that, okay, even though I think we can pivot, even though I think, especially if you're even, for example, you've been a manager in a particular firm, and they are transferring you to another branch in another state. Right? There are some things that has been working for you in that branch that you don't bring here. Or when you want to bring it here, you have to be patient for them to catch up, for them to see what you're saying, or else you just grow a repellent team or something like that. So business environment is very, very crucial, very important.
Wow. That's actually a lot. And if there's anything I've been able to pick from what you said, is the fact that the person, that is the entrepreneur,
Yeah.
in any business environment is actually a very important factor.
Yeah.
Right. And which leads me to my next question, which is the fact that what is that one thing that you think that every entrepreneur must do to thrive in a tough business environment?
Okay, this is, I was just thinking this morning that bulk of entrepreneurship is learning on the job. That's the truth. There's really no template. I don't care how long or how long you've worked with someone or you've worked in a firm, or I think I've said it before. I was reading what's it called, a certain biography, or is it autobiography, and he said what he has built, he doesn't think he can build 2 times in his lifetime.
Wow.
That's the truth, right? We used to ask, there's this popular question that people ask that if you want to start all over again, well, how will you do it? I think it's impossible. I don't know, man. I was telling someone recently, that is a joke. He said, the time you resigned your job and you started, and all those things, if you were to start again, would you still do it that way? I said, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to probably, to be honest, and this is me being honest, I think I was working with a multinational and I was fairly getting paid well. So if right now with what I know, I'll probably just build a crazy amount of like savings and start investing in other people. You go and do the hard work. Right? I would,
Let me just stay here.
I'll risk my capital with you. Hopefully it does well. Hopefully I'll probably just be an angel investor and maybe I'll put my money in one particular new idea and it will blow and I'll be a billionaire overnight or things like that. Really, entrepreneurship is hard. It's really hard. So if you're talking about what's one thing the entrepreneurs should know if they really want to thrive in an uncertain environment, in all honesty, I think it's grit.
Grit.
See, there's no strategy. I'm telling you. Okay, I'll say 2 things. I'll say grit and then I'll say build relationships.
Grit and building relationships.
Yeah, honestly. See, leave strategy. I read. I'm well certified, right? And I'm well read. But I realized that, there's this trend on TikTok that, someone wants to do something and say, I'm kidding. I think entrepreneurship is like that, right? You learn something, you see something and like, oh, I think I figured it out. Now, as you're trying to do it, they just say, I'm kidding. That's just how it is, in all honesty. So, but the grit part is where, grit, I mean GRIT, right, is where you're saying we die here. Because, in all honesty, one of my coaches would say something that, I heard him, we was talking to some of his, actually former employer, and he said, right, if it was easy, everybody would be an employer, right? And he said, the fact that even me, when I started, he wasn't sure that I was going to make it. So it's not like, and I think that's why people say some people are not born entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because how do you see that something is not working? And you're still saying, I believe it will work.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the reason why I like to use the acrimony example that it's not every battery that picks up. But, it's easy to see success stories.
Yeah.
But how many of the failure stories never made it to limelight? How many businesses have died that nobody even knew they existed in the first place? Right. A lot of people don't even know about general magic. Right. And many other businesses like that. So, in all honesty, number one, grit. Just you knowing that you will not have it figured out. Right. Even in the supposedly stable environment, I'm telling you. Right. And the relationship is, you see, I think this is the X factor in every entrepreneur journey. I strongly believe that regardless of the English and the grammar we speak, there's someone who helps. There's a scripture that says that the bread is not to the wise and battle is not for the strong. I think the people that understand that scripture the most is entrepreneurs. Because they know that you can do everything right and just something is not just working. And someone can just mention your name in a room and everything
is sorted.
I'm telling you, you might just come across one person and the whole game changes. How will you formularize that? That's the truth. So if you're trying to mentor the next generation, what formula will you give them? How will you tell them that this? No, that's the honest truth. And it's the reason why we I won't say demonized, but why we are envious of people that are from a wealthy background. I've been seeing the Nepo Lapo baby on Twitter. And the truth is, I wish I was born in, a fairly,
Nepalized family.
I wished, right? I think one of the saddest part of my childhood was the fact the day that I think no mother would want to starve their children, right? But there was a day that I'm not sure I've ever shared it before, that I actually had to eat a spoiled food. Bro, there was nothing else. You use water to swallow. The rice is spoiled, it's already slimy. But there's nothing else to eat. So you bring water, you take one spoon, you pour water, you take one spoon, and you finish the food, you go and sleep. If you purge, you find at least your stomach is full. Right? So imagine how creative do you want to be in that environment? Bro, you just want to eat. So what I'm actually saying is that the access is the reason why even many people from that kind of background, it's hard for them to build relationship. And I'll tell you why. They are so impoverished that when they see anybody that is well-to-do, they are looking for it.
What to get,
and they need it. See, it will take a new level of mental orientation for you to be hungry and meet someone who can give you 10,000 naira to eat and say no.
You don't want.
I need something more. You don't know how hard that thing is. Like, at a point, you just want to get by today. You don't even care. So that's why when you're talking about access and relationship, I think it's something a lot of people really need to learn, especially if you want to do whatever it is you want to do, grow, scale. In all honesty, grit and relationships. If you learn to build relationship, right, even when the economy is going haywire, there will be someone that you can leverage. There'll be someone you can snowball. There'll be someone that can just give you that cover, right? I've been privileged to. I'm not going to lie, right? I've been privileged to have such people, right? That you can be in trouble and then send a message, and in 30 minutes your trouble is gone.
It's gone.
I'm telling you, see, at that point, there's no business that can help you. You just need someone to say,
to come through for you. Yeah,
I got you. And by God's grace, I've been privileged to be that person also to a couple of people, right? That you just know that at this point is not, so this is the strategy to adopt. Help me. I'm telling you. So at that point, it's not grammar. It's just, sir, ma,
I need help.
And I think entrepreneurs should not be ashamed to ask for help. Right? You don't have it all figured out. Right? Ask for help. So yeah, grit and access relationship.
Wow. That's very profound. And I think at this point I would like to, go personal to you. Right? And I think one thing that people out there would like to also know is that you've been actively playing in the business field for a while now, and I would like to ask, what has been your toughest business moment, and how did you navigate it? Like, how has been that moment that was very tough for you in business, and how did you navigate it?
That's I'm trying to think now. My toughest, in all honesty, I think what's the toughest I've ever been is still what I am currently. I think I've been moving from fry pan to fire. Right? In all honesty, as much as in those days too, it looks as if this is like the toughest I've ever been, but it just kept getting worse. Right? So I think this question can put me in trouble. But I was trying to get a license recently.
Okay.
Right, and I was surprised at the level of corruption in place. Right, I was expected to pay about 10 times the normal cost of what that thing should be.
Wow.
And even at that, I was still told there are some people that it's just so deep. I can't go into the details, right? But it's so crazy. And this was something I had prepared for over a year.
Wow.
Like, I did my research. I brought myself and my legal team, did our research, knew what was required. Although, to be fair, the legal team have been telling us, this thing is this thing is that, even from the conversation. But I just believe that if we get everything, right, I'm the average book guy that thinks once you do everything right, exactly. So, but you have to just realize that, man, you're in a jungle. Right. So after doing everything, gotten the certifications, gotten the, if I mention this one, they will connect the dots. Gotten that part too, and every other thing. Over a year that it took us to get all those things sorted, because it's quite capital intensive, right? Both capital intensive and then also accreditation based, right? And then we got there and started hearing stories, and it's you could see that it's like the top players there have influenced the system to raise the barrier of entry unnecessarily. So it's more like you can't just, even if you do all the paperwork and everything,
there's still that
you need to, it's more like this system encourages godfatherism. Like they've established godfatherism that you can't, because number one, with what they will request of you, an average Joe, just early stage of business, cannot get it done. Right. So that really, because now you imagine you prepare for something like for over a year, and then you now get to the point of where you're already sorted, you already think everything is done, and you're seeing that. So it was more like we have to return back to, so it's more like a 1 year journey to like just meet a dead end. Right. So that was really a tough time for me. And it also speaks to business environment. Right. And as I said, access, like people.
Yeah.
Right. If number one, I have limited access in that space.
Okay.
And then, so the access I should have had is what they were asking money for me to. But even I have someone, which is the godfatherism I'm talking about.
Yeah.
For other person, it might just be a phone call. But in a system such as this, the journey to fighting that system is still quite deep.
Yeah. Because it's been long before you even...
The only way out, in all honesty, play the politics.
Wow.
See, I want to say, I want to say the morally
expected,
like the normal, but I'm telling you, right? In this case, you have to think of, in ethics, there's ethics that talks about the fact that doing something that might look bad, but for the greater good of people. Yeah. So you're thinking of the number of people that would benefit from it. So I think that if you have to play a little politics, knowing that what you are really using that leverage to do is going to bring, good to a lot of people, I think you should do it. I think your conscience, to each his own. No, I'm trying not to be a moral judge, but in all honesty, it's a very tough place to be. I must confess. I had to literally go back to drawing board, right? Start again, more like starting all over and all those things, right? And then you can see that you want to do something good, but this system just won't allow it, right? And that system is you worked so hard to qualify for that thing, so that thing makes easier for you to do what you want to do. So now you realize that there's no way here. So that was like really a really tough one, because you've anticipated that once this thing is done, you're like going to at least take a break, not break, but at least that mental, because now you can now do a lot of things with relative ease. But now you're like, okay, now I have to find another way, another other way, and things like that. So it was really, really challenging, and knowing the fact that it has cost me not just time, but even resources. And I mean, at my level, it was a lot of money, right? I had to do. I might not be able to go into the, but I had to put myself under a lot of financial constraints, right? Wow. Just so to be able to meet up, right? Like, it was crazy. So when everything now got there, and you know what? Your papa.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's it. So how did I navigate it? I moved on fast. So I don't sulk. I don't know. Right? Even if I don't know, but I just know that crying is not going to solve this thing. So I moved on fast. Like immediately I saw that there was no way here. Went back to what was working. Went back to, okay, how can I do this? How can I move? Okay, what can we fall back on? And in the same day, we started to rewrite our direction. Right. So instead of saying, oh, this thing, no. I think that's where grit comes in. Right. And I think for anybody trying to build something tangible, right? I believe that, especially at the level where you're already having some successes, right? And you need something, you're at the stage of, there's a stage of solidifying, right? There's the initial stage where you're just trying to have the customers, the traction and all. But it's a place where you want to put some systems in place to solidify your presence, solidify your stand. There are some decisions you have to make that many people might misunderstand you. In all honesty, it's your business.
Yeah.
I mean, it's business, literally. Yeah. It's your business, right? Let people judge whatever they want to judge. Even if you end up doing something wrong, you learn and move on. There's a parable of the horseman, the horseman and his child. That he put the child on the horse, people complain. He sat on the horse, people complain. The horse was moving along. People will always talk, right? So for me, I moved on fast. Went back again. That same day, we reintroduced what we do, right? If you want to talk. If you want to doubt, we are doing doubt. You move when you start, you will later catch up, right? So I think that moving on fast is what really helped us move past that phase.
I think this is one thing that a lot of people out there will be able to relate to, because I mean, of course, in this part of the world, they know that I think I know what this man is talking about.
I'm telling you.
I think I know what this man is talking about. So I'm very sure that this particular answer that you've given will help a lot of people out there. And I think it boils down to structure. It boils down to the structure around a lot of things that happens around the part of the world. And I think I want us to laser it down to business now. How do you structure your business, to remain agile in an environment that is not so favorable?
So when it comes to structuring a business to be agile, especially in uncertain environments, right? I think it starts from both the chief executive, that is the leader of the organization, or the founder, as the case may be, and I would say the management or the leadership team. In all honesty, I think when they get it right, a lot of people also would follow suit. And when it comes to agile leadership, let's leave the grammar, right? It's just knowing that we have to do whatever we have to do when we have to do it. I think it's as simple as that. We don't know what's coming, but when it gets here, we do what we need to do. When we need to do it fast. We move on. See, this we move in Nigeria, it's everywhere, it's in every system, right? Because check it, even the so-called trillionaire companies, right? I've seen Nestle now have this size bottle water. That's them saying, what do we have to do? Should we have a box that you pack where we can sell to? Let's go ahead with it. And no time to think and ideate and is that the way? Is that what can? It's not even certain that this is going to help us. But does it look like it has the potential to? Yes, let's try it out. That's it. So, but when you have a team that is, or a leader, that's why I say it starts from you, the chief executive or the founder, because if you're also slow to moving on or to accepting your team member is saying, can we try this? You are types that like to analyze. There's something they call analysis paralysis. You are going to get caught up in the uncertainty. So the thinking that, okay, what do we need to do? How can we do this? And to go ahead with it unapologetically. That if we fail, we learn, we do another thing and we move on. That's really what business is. Calculated risk is fine, but it's sweeter in the mouth of a consultant. It's sweet on the board now. The chart, but you're not the one seeing your bottom line shrinking. You're not the one who don't know where the next salaries are going to come from. You're not the one who is receiving maybe customers pulling out, right? You're seeing your numbers dropping. You need something to at least show that, the families depending on you would not go hungry, right? So it's a whole lot of, forget about the money you want to, it's a whole lot of pressure. It's a whole lot of responsibility. So when it comes to uncertainty and things happening, it is, what can we do now? It is, what can we do? As I'm speaking, this is what is happening. This is what we need. I was telling someone recently, I said, I'm tired of needing urgent 50 million, 100 million every day. I mean, it's crazy, You just wake up in where like, I need this amount of money. It's you don't know how daunting that can be. And, a lot of people, that's why I said, carry your leadership team along. Right? I've said to my, head of accounts before that, help me. I'm telling you, man, I didn't know what to do. And for some people who work with me, they know I can be that. I just tell you, see, this is your niche. You too, and do this, man, this gate. Right? Let me stay where I know I can. And so, man, that to help me. Right? I might not be. See, and you need people like that. That's why I tell people that I've said it before to a couple of people that there's something between your staff and your team. Right? There's a big. People can be staff, but they are not your team. That's the truth. Your team are those people who the vision is as good as theirs.
Yeah.
The goal is as good as theirs. They are with you. Loyalty is a two-way thing. But some people don't actually care. They are not even being wicked. They don't hate you. They are not trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
They just won't give in any extra thing to. If it is as good as when it's comfortable for me to be here, I'll be as productive as I can be. When I don't think it's comfortable enough, I leave. No, they are not bad people. They are not even bad people. But there are people that they don't even have anything to gain, but they'll still stick their net out for you.
Wow.
Those are your team members. So you must be able to identify, okay, yes, I know I have all these staff members, but who really are on my team here? And it doesn't mean they would have to write an agreement or sign something. You can tell
from your action.
You can tell from the way, for example, an average cashier would speak to customer, even when the customer is doing something. You can tell this one is here. Right? And those guys are rare. That's the truth. I can tell you, right? You employ people and you know that this person is not really here. You can tell that they're not really here. Right? So when you're able to find your team, that, let me put it like this. People like the men of David that can say, you stay back.
Come around it, yeah.
You stay back, who will go to the war? Right? Those are the people, you really need people that can stick their neck out. And business is, let me say this. The way we are communicating entrepreneurship, I believe that we are putting the next generation of entrepreneurs in trouble.
How do you mean?
Before now, for you to know how to run a particular business, you have to probably work with the firm or serve the boss, like in apprenticeship or something like that. That's like the primary way.
Yeah.
Right now, you can just follow someone online and think you know what the person is doing. You follow their marketing campaigns, you follow their offers, their sales thing, and from the here and there things that they tell you. But is that really it? But people that do apprenticeship, they know the day they came to shop in the morning and go back at night and not a single customer came. Or just 2 customers came. They know the day even the boss does not have fuel in his car. They know all those things. Right? But now we are painting, there's a way we are communicating entrepreneurship that when it's not working, people suddenly think they are doing something wrong. No, you can be doing everything right and it's still not working. I'm telling you. So it is the patient to still know that, okay, I can still, I'm just still exploring, but you are not doing anything wrong. You just might not, in fact, you just might not know it just might not be the right time for that thing to work.
Yeah.
And we need to communicate these things. So when it comes to the structure, is that structure of what's not working? What do we need to do? How do we get it done? And how many of us are going to stick our neck through this thing? Because sometimes it's not even something you do that gets over it. It is you can wait out certain things. Yeah, you can. It's a thing that something is not going well, something is not going well. And just by you please put it into context. Don't go and be waiting on someone that will later kill you. That's true, because you are saying, for example, married, they will say you can seek help, you don't have to leave, you don't have to. If you carry gun, run. So it's the same thing in business also. There are things you can wait out. There are ones you shut down. But if you know you can wait, at least just by waiting, you can win out certain things, right? That can be like certain storms, right? I know it's sweet as I'm saying it, but I can tell you I've been there and I know it is not. See, it's the reason why someone said, how do you seem to know the right things to say, someone. I said, because I'm not talking grammar. I'm telling you. I'm literally, for every examples I give, even if I
lived experience.
Do you know that sometimes I give examples that I just coin my example but under another brand name so that you don't know I'm the one. Yeah. So I know I'm young, but I think I've been sticking out my neck prematurely. So I've been sticking out my neck prematurely. Right? But so I know that you really might not even be doing anything stupid, and yet this thing is just not working. And just by waiting it out, you can wake up one day and just one deal changes your life. Yeah. So having that team that can wait it out with you, stick their neck out with you, that when you say go, it's like military. They believe you. Yeah. And even if you go and it didn't work out, they won't say, our guy doesn't even know. No, they come back and what else do you need us to do? I'm telling you, if anybody here is watching me, and this is and I'll talk as someone who, and I'll say this very, very bluntly, right? Because I've been in such systems. The fact that you are now growing, you are now doing billions annually, you now have multiple staffs. Don't forget your team.
Those ones that were the integral
Do
part.
not forget your team. I'm telling you, many of those new guys, igi die here for you. Ask your Yoruba friend to interpret for you. I'm telling you, some ẹyẹlé tó bá dọjọ́ ṣòro ẹyẹlé will find their way. But there are some people, see, that's why, a couple of you, at least, you work with me, and sometimes I do some things, and because they say I asked you guys now that it was, you were not here then. I was asking them that when there was an idea we had there, I said, how did you believe you were going to? What did I give you guys? Did I jazz you? Because even me now in retrospect, I'm like, this is dumb. But the zeal with which they still run with it. So, and that's why you can't come today and maybe my head of account is now talking something. You're now also I'll fire the hell out of I'll fire the hell out of you. Who do you think you are? I don't care what your certifications are. I'm telling you. And I think that's the attitude. I do not care. I don't care. You see, that kind of loyalty is not blind. It's not blind. Some of you at the early stage, you were owing salaries, yet they stood.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of new people that now have certifications now come. So now you are now, in fact, it is unfair to know that some people are sticking around with you and you are not conscious of their growth. You know, I've told you go and it has to be intentional.
Yeah.
You don't just say maybe they are just good to weather some storms with you, then you're not going to bring. No, as they are sticking their neck out for you, right? Don't keep them stranded.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What certifications are you getting? What knowledge? It's not that you just use them, then the best they are used for will now be just maybe some operational stuff. No, help them grow. Help them grow. If they are loyal to you, you help them grow. Right? Right? It is wickedness to have people who owe you their loyalty and you're not growing, you're not helping them grow. It is wickedness. So and this is also structure. Yeah. Right? If people are loyal to you and you're helping them grow, see the scale of what if I help them grow and then later it's bound to, even Jesus had Judas. But still, do what you have to do, right? Because you need those people to help you understand. Your best structure in such environments are those your guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think this would provide two things for entrepreneurs out there. First is a level of comfort and succor that, because like you said, this entrepreneurship journey can be very frustrating. Because I can imagine a lot of people in their rooms thinking that I have done this, I have done this, I have done this.
Let me give you an example. We planned to clear the site last week Friday, right? Our project in Ibadan. This is Monday. We are not done yet. What happened? We brought tractor one, this and this. They started again the second day. This and this. How could you have now imagine that? And it's the thing that a lot of people, for example, clients can say, but you say you are clearing now. Some might even say, maybe there's just that thing in front of their land. They just say, just move. People can actually interpret it as that. But they don't know what is going on. They don't know the mental strain you are under. Right? Because of that, was it on Saturday, right? Yeah. I was in Ibadan on site to monitor when it wasn't working. 2 p.m. I left for another state, right? That same night, I was still live on Instagram trying to sell. Why? Because as much as I was trying to monitor what's going on site, number 2, I was trying to make new network in the event as I go to speak. Yeah. Number 3, we still need revenue. I need to just see
3 different.
So and you just think, and so when we just post picture of us getting down from a car, with ushers carrying our bags, and then we are speaking on stages. That is not the entrepreneurship. That is not it. Or when you just see an advert, we just, we are with a cup of coffee, just talking, or you see some press releases that we paid to put on the paper. So you relax your mind, right? That we paid to put on paper. You see, maybe some pictures with certain people. You see maybe some flights going here and there. That is not entrepreneurship. Right? There's something I said recently, that entrepreneurship is first a selfless entity.
Yeah.
It's first you seeing a problem you want to solve. Right? The problem I choose to reward you or not to reward you. Selah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And I think I want us to move on to another angle of this topic, which is looking at it from, the part of the continent, which is Africa. So I would like to ask, what are the things that you think would redefine how we do business in Africa? And how should entrepreneurs position themselves for such a shift?
Okay. Firstly, let me quickly say that I think we need an entrepreneurial rebellion in Africa.
And caps.
I think we do need that, right? In fact, that should be the cover for this. There needs to be an economic rebellion in Africa, right? Where citizens who have innovative ideas can take charge of economy of their immediate environment, right? For example, if you're from a particular locality, the poverty is rampant, right, and you're starting to make money, right, in your business doing well, please go back. Right? You don't have to do much. It could just be maybe one child you pick and start paying the child's school fees. Right? It could be you just organizing something, maybe you can use one, maybe the churches, just something to bring people up. Right? Someone is doing some business, you can support. I'm saying this because when entrepreneurs start doing that, we are weakening the local politicians from manipulating them. That's what I'm talking about. When entrepreneurs also start, this is not charity. That's why I call it an economic rebellion. You go back, you make them realize that this thing that they are giving you, you can get it yourself. I did it, and I'm coming back to you it's possible. And I'm helping you to do it. You are redefining their tastes. So when they bring their rice, they know that but this person gave us rice and he didn't ask us to vote for him. So why should we vote for him because of rice?
Wow.
So we will weaken all the strong points of corrupt politicians. Right? Because one of the things that is going to happen, that's going to change how we do business, right? Number one, I will still talk about technology and things like that, but I want to talk about something particularly, that is already in the fabric of our society, right? And that's the culture of demonizing early wealth. How do I put it? Yeah, I think that's the best way I could have put it. Right. We have 60% of our population young people. Right. What's going to happen is that right now, it's already starting. But right now, the rampant nature of fraud people, like the Yahoo boys, 419 guys and things like that, also is still mixing with the flock. Right? Which is normal. When there's good, there's fake, right? But there's going to be more young people. We are going back to the days where a 36-year-old person can be the president. But it might not be economic presidency.
Having to man different.
We'll start having the likes of Zuckerberg at its early stage as a billionaire. Do you know when Zuck became a billionaire? We'll start having that. That's why I say it has started already. Right? We already have examples all around, but it will now become more rampant. Africa is the economy of the future, and the youth are the drivers. So the age of saying, I think one of the things I had growing up is that you are too young to make money. Right? After school, I tried to teach in a secondary school. My parents refused. We were poor.
It's the irony for me.
We needed the money. But one thing, give it to Nigerian parents. They don't care struggling. They they are contented.
Yeah.
And I think it's a culture we dare not lose.
Yeah.
We dare not lose, right? But at the same time, young people will start rising to their things, and we must let them. See, I had a rethink about something, and I'll put it out. Stop. Many of the backlash about Pella is envy.
In what way?
If you could do what he was doing, you would do it. You are jealous because with all the things you know, you still don't know how to monetize it, and he does. He is shameless. He knows he doesn't have anything, but whatever it is he's doing to make money. And he did it to the point where it became a topic of conversation for you. A topic of debate for you. With all you know and do. How come you've not made yourself a topic of debate for others? As whatever. No, I'm not encouraging any
or validating
any vices, but I'm saying that it is time we encourage people that whatever you know how to do, to whatever length you know how to do it, put it out and push yourself and be the best and be unapologetic about your success, even if it means looking foolish to people, in as much as it makes you what you want to be. The age of being conservative is getting over. Right? Where I wouldn't mind when a 14-year-old cousin of mine, right, can build a technology that can be bought for, I don't know. And I think when parents too start to embrace this, are now helping their children by guiding them instead of shutting them down. This affinity with technology. Instead of saying, my child does not have a phone until this age, how can I help my child use phone and not phone using the person? You see how that now? Such that I put regulations, I put systems. Because the truth is, let me give you an example. I know someone who they sift food from her, but she knows every new trend on TikTok. How is she knowing it?
I mean, she doesn't have a phone, so
but she has access to phone. She doesn't have, but she have access. She have access in school.
And she goes to her friend's place.
Do you see what I'm talking about? So it's not just about you saying you are seasoned, you are doing. No, it is you even helping them, teaching them how to use it, teaching them the things to do with it. That they can build stuff, they can write stuff. I wish I had a laptop as at 13, 12. In secondary school I went to serve, I had only one computer. You just see once and you queue to enter this excursion. The computer lab is one lab, is that computer. So you queue, everybody just say ASDF, ASDF, column FKJ. Once you press it on, you leave, another person will enter. Right? Because I started writing very early, like poetry. In fact, I wanted to publish one of my books then, but I think I prioritized eating than publishing books. Right. So I'm saying that what will redefine how we do business in Africa is that it will be more youth dependent. Right. And it's also a call to our seasoned senior citizens who are in business. That it's time to start mentoring younger ones. It's not time to
just
cage
be
them.
up there.
Yeah, it's time to start mentoring them. I think it's even shameful for a 70-something-year-old, 80-something-year-old to be contesting for presidency with a 30-something and 40-something years old. Why can't you play an advisory role to them? I'll support you.
You go.
But we'll guide you. You have the strength, you have the agility. We can criticize you. And not that we hate you because we want you to do better. The same thing in business. Right? Because they can use their exposure, they can use their crazy thinking, they can use their risk appetite to get things done. When we do that, then technology becomes useful. Then our access to international finance become more useful. And a lot of other opportunities become more useful. Because now, the people that are at the end of our affairs are people that will be there for the next 3-4 decades.
Because they are still young. Wow. Thank you so much for that. And I think it is one thing that Africans must really get to start understanding, because things are changing. Things are changing. You would wonder how that something is happening now, and then you look few years, and you're like, this is not how this thing. You are now wondering, have I lived? Have I lived 3 lives before? And it's just so amazing to hear. And I think it is one thing that everybody must start to now pay attention to. That things are changing, and we must fasten our seatbelts to get things done. Another thing I want you to also shed light on is that we've seen certain businesses being affected by regulations, being affected by policies, right? And I want you to, give more details on how do you think entrepreneurs should deal with policy inconsistency, because it looks like this is something beyond the average, something beyond it. How should they deal with it?
So I think this will be the part 2 to my concept of economic rebellion.
Okay.
I think at the forefront of the new whatever country, the new Nigeria, new Kenya we are clamoring for, entrepreneurs should start being at the forefront. I know you are comfortable, you are making money, but probably you have an access to someone in the system that gave you the edge and the freedom to be doing what you are doing. Someone else is struggling because they don't have the access you have. The little you can do for them is to at least make the system better for those coming behind. So we need to have more entrepreneurs calling out government. More entrepreneurs rejecting aids from people. So something that should be accessible to all, you are now getting it by privileged access. That's not the kind of relationship we are saying. Relationship we are saying is that you meet people who can give you certain leverage on the basis of merit. Merit, not because whatever it is, right? So when we have entrepreneurs, right, also coming together to fight, one of the things I will say, and I'm saying this also to myself, if you are in any sector and you are criticizing the associations in that sector that they are ineffective, you are the problem. Because you can criticize it because you are not a part of it. Get involved.
And also
that thing you think you know better than who are there, go and present it. I know this when I say I'm also saying it to myself also. No, I'm guilty. Right? Because I've seen certain people in certain professions say that even we have an association, but they're not doing anything about this thing. Why are you neutral? Why are you quiet in the meetings? Why are you only paying dues and not going for the stakeholder engagement? Right? Why are you not asking questions in the stakeholder engagement and causing rancor? Why are you neutral? That's the question. Why are you neutral? Why are you neutral? So we cannot say because I found a way to bend the policy. Someone said even Nigerian entrepreneurs profit from something they should fight. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Right? People now pay another person to help them register their company. Something that should be at the click of a finger. Right? People now have companies to help people do passports. Something that should be at the click of a finger. You see that now? Because they have someone in customs. That's really the business. What gave you access to be able to help someone to process passport? What's your USP? I know someone in customs. That's your USP. That's your product. Because there's nothing else you are doing that the person cannot do. But he knows that once you just call the person and say, this is the call-up letter, I say call-up letter. That's even also another one also. That's another one also.
That was a prophetic example.
Exactly. You have a business to help people do direct posting, indirect posting. That's your business. You are a criminal. You are a criminal. I'm telling you. Thank God I saved where they posted me. I won't be able to say glory. I'm telling you. But should people also be posted unreasonably? No. But guess what? Opening a business to help people do direct posting is you partnering with the government to still put this divide between the rich and the poor. Because for a child who just barely sponsored himself through school, he has seen to 50,000 for direct posting. So that means people who cannot afford it go and die. People can afford it. I saw someone recently schooled in Ibadan from Ogun State, 7 in Ibadan.
Wow.
You don't need anybody to tell you that the leg is long, right? You don't need anybody. In fact, so it's so funny. Schooled in Poly Ibadan, 7 in Uni Ibadan.
That's like 5 minutes check with each other.
It's funny. So you can see Right? We see it in Nollywood. Oh, my child cannot go and serve somewhere. No, I will cover the DG of NYC. It doesn't. So we need that. So entrepreneurs need to start calling out entrepreneurs in the right way. Don't use it as to go and now be doing because of your personal hatred for someone. That would be foolishness, right? But I believe that would be the second part of the economic rebellion. That entrepreneurs will start demanding for certain infrastructures that make doing business easy in the country or on the continent. Yeah.
Profound. I want us to also look at, another angle again. You've spoken about, the individual, the entrepreneur, how not to suck, get up, grit, and all of that. We've spoken from the national level, which is Africa. But I also want us to look at leadership-wise, right? It's one thing to have grit by yourself, but it's another thing to know how to lead people in different circumstances. Yeah. So the question would be, how do you lead, teams and in certain businesses, investors in this case, in an unfavorable business environment? How are you able to lead these people? Because you yourself, you are not sure what you are doing.
I think that's a really interesting question. Let me be vulnerable with you. I mean, with everybody watching. Just recently, not something too far. Something happened and one of our partners told me that I don't think I can trust you again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's to tell you that you can still do everything and still be wrong. It's really so. I think your question would be, how do you instill confidence in an uncertain place or in a tough environment? In all honesty, I would say, just be open. See, it is tough. I'm telling you, but because you can't even control. Before they will say that under promise and over deliver. You can under promise and still default on it. It's there's a lot of things wired against you. I'm telling you the fact. Right? So it's just that, someone defined integrity in a way I liked it. He said integrity is saying what you will do. Doing what you said you will do. And communicating when you can no longer do it. So that means the person has factored in the fact that, there might be something. So for me, what really contributed to that was because of my poor communication skill.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say also, one way to instill confidence, embrace that definition of integrity I just told you. Telling people, doing what you say you will do, and communicating on time when you can no longer do it. And see, also you too, don't also now meddle in something that is beyond you. Right? Because you won't be able to now comment, and that's where lies come in, and you need another lie to cover another lie. And I'm not telling, I've been there. And it's not even a matter of fraud. It was fear for me. I don't want to. Well, let me just tell them that I'm going to. And you, in your mind, you actually have a good plan to quickly cover up. But you've forgotten that you don't have control. So all your good plans does not still work at the new, and then you still now default again. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've had what's it called? A partner sent police. That's sometimes when you hear some people say my boss is using me, you wake up with sleep, salary is entry. It's crazy, but honestly speaking, you want to build investors' confidence, you want to build your team confidence also, just be vulnerable. Right? That integrity of saying, we'll do this because this is what we know how to do. And sir,
I don't think
it's not working how we hoped it to work. Right? In fact, one of the things that we are starting to do, we've already started to do is now, like key people that are doing business with us, that indirectly we use them as advisory.
So that was you to contribute to what we are doing.
It's much needed. Right? It's much needed. If you do something, if you sell a product and you have customers that buy bulk, ask them about how to serve them better. Let them contribute to the business. Right? I think it's very important. So that integrity, that openness, that vulnerability, I think is really, really needed if you build, because they would see that you are doing your best, it's just not working yet, or this is just business gone bad. I've had someone tell me that before. I've invested in Nigeria before. I lost money, but I'll still do it again. those people are rare.
You will not always get them. Very true.
Some people you'll be in the barracks, in the dark room, or what they call it. Right? So it's there's sometimes you say that just funny that in business the boardroom is not too far from the cell room. I'm telling you.
Boardroom, cell room.
You can wake up 8 a.m. you're in the boardroom, 12 p.m. you're in the cell room. And I'm telling you this with all sense of practicality. That you are a customer, your client just say, "Oh, I'm going to do business with you." The next thing is this Mr. Adesina? I'm from this and this FCI, this something. I am telling you. So really, just that vulnerability, that openness, I think it will help you a lot. Yeah.
Wow. If there's anything I've been able to pick from the things that you've been saying, and it's the fact that you will not always have everything figured out.
No.
There is a lot of uncertainty. There is a lot of things that you would never think could happen. So there is just that sense of, when it comes to this entrepreneurship journey, just be on, just go on, and while the journey is on, you get to learn a lot of things will now unfold and all of that. Which leads me to the next question, which is about risk. Because going on a journey that you're uncertain about is a risk on its own. I miss other risks. So my question would be, how do you access the risks that are worth taking in an environment that is not favorable? So
this is where it gets dicey even more. Number one, entrepreneurs are bad risk managers. Everything makes sense to us. Right? At least you want to try it.
Yeah.
The entrepreneur's favorite phrase is, what if it works? What if? But you need people on your team, leadership team, for example, your accountant, some other key people, that when you want to make decisions, you can run it by. But guess what? Because you might have run an idea that they rejected and it worked, you have the tendency, you don't understand. If you are my head of, maybe you are my finance person, I run an idea with you say, I don't think we should do it. Then I do it and it worked. That has sown a seed that I can also do something. And the time I also put myself in trouble, that's the way I would. So the question is, how do I balance knowing
when and when not to?
So this is what I would say. Still run it by them. In running it by them, you are likely to reduce the number of the ones you try out, because some will actually make so tangible sense that don't even go here. While the ones you now try blindly will be fewer. Right? So you cannot manage risk yourself. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You cannot manage risk yourself. You need those people on your team that can actually help you weigh it, outweigh it, verify it, just do something. Your legal, your finance, your other key people in your business that can say, I think that the one you now later go against them to do that would work would compensate for the one that would not. But I tell you, entrepreneurs and risk, they're like this.
5 and 6.
5 and 6. Entrepreneurs can. We've not seen the founder took mortgage on the house, took second. He just want to make homelessness was just hungry him, right? Because all entrepreneurs see is just the vision. They don't care what they have to sacrifice to get there. It's just the vision, right?
Wow. I'm sure by now, whoever is watching this, you should have your journals full, because this is a lot to digest. I think one thing that entrepreneurs would also like to know, which leads us back to the question, the ultimate test of survival, is that what is the balance between these two things, and which is that, is survival just having to react to difficulties, or just hanging in on the long-term vision and just saying, okay, to be good, let's just, what's the balance? What exactly is survival? What does it mean?
So I think the long-term vision is there. Survival is in phases, right? The long-term vision is always there. Survival is just, how do we just get out of this loop now? How do we just raise this thing now? How do we just get this thing done now? That's just in phases, right? But the long-term vision is constant, right? To be honest, it would take a lot of awareness not to sacrifice the long-term vision for survival, because at the time of there's a way survival pressure will be so much, you are not even thinking of the long-term vision. You just want to get out of this fix. That's the truth, It's the time when you see people just get some financing they were not supposed to get. Enter into some partnership they're not supposed to enter. Right? Just to get out of a loop. Right? So I think that beyond the long-term vision, I think your core values come to play. In all honesty. I think that's where your core values really come out to play. That, okay, you know what? This is survival. I'm trying to do anything I want to do. What is my guiding line? Is my core value. Once you don't have a strong core value, and I remember what I said, that core value is not something you just invent. It has to be who you really are that extends to the business. Because that can only be your guiding line. The survival can be crazy. Survival mode or phases can be crazy. It's your core value that can only guide you. Right.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I think every entrepreneur out there would have a lot of things to unpack. You have a lot of things to also apply in their different businesses. Thank you so much. There you have it, guys.